Alright, so how are we doing? Right now I'm just gonna do a trade recap on the whole week that we've had of yeah, right now I'm just going to do a trade recap from the 13th of July until the 17th of July. So from Monday till Friday. Monday, London session, my bias was short, but my entry really didn't give me my entry got invalidated. But I had an idea what to do for New York session. I'm not really gonna give you that much context on every trade that I took. Alright, so once New York session opened up 4 p.m., 10 a.m. the key opened. I was expecting shorts, but my draws on liquidity, my targets for my TP got taken out, so I was planning to long it. The first trade that I took for my everything here was valid except for the bias, bias was shorts, but my draws on liquidity got taken out. I got stopped out on the first trade. Second trade I had break even. And now let's just move on to Tuesday. Okay, now with Tuesday, I had a bias, but I believe my bias was shorts. Yeah, I believe my bias was shorts, but my liquidity sweeps are not valid. I just got taken out stop loss, but that was fine cause New York session, that's where like the real stuff happened. So moving on to New York session on that same day at 4 p.m. What did I expect? We had our sweep, our valid sweep. Okay, now we entered, but the only problem was with this trade, I tried to ping pong it. The bias is very indecisive. So as I took this short position, I noticed there was the 5 minute low that price was reacting off of. So I decided to long from there. I tried to long from there. I got invalidated. On this day, we ended negatives. We ended on a loss. I should have just held this trade until my drawn liquidity got taken out. Okay, now moving on to Wednesday, I remember my bias was shorts. Very well, I knew my bias was shorts. Now the thing with Wednesday, we had a 3 minute liquidity sweep, so I was planning to short from it. My first entry, I got left out of it. So after that first entry got left, I tried a long cause we took out that drawn liquidity, that sell side liquidity, use it buy side liquidity. I tried a long from there. I got stopped out at break even. I took two trades during this session, but that was fine. Now that Wednesday New York session opened up, I knew what to do. I knew like what liquidity price was going to sweep. Price up to 3 minute low, so I was planning to enter through my 15 second CISD long until the previous highs. I caught that beautifully. My first entry was not very amazing, you know. I got manipulated on the first entry. Second entry went well. On this trade, I realized that price just kept on running and running, like I believe I could have, if I held this trade, I believe I could have got like a 1 to 60 or so, but I'm just here to get my piece of the pie. So after my winning day, Wednesday was my first winning day, and after that day, I realized to myself that there's nothing really to be scared of. After your first win, that's when you just start winning. Thursday came up, I lost. I believe bias was short. I don't know why I took longs, but from this trade session, I knew what I had to do for the New York session. New York session, there was a 3 minute sweep on like the 3 minute body high. I entered on 15 second time frame CISD, targeted lows, beautiful. And then as for today, um, Friday was not really it. We trade using quarterly theory, meaning Friday is distortion. So we really can't expect that much from Friday. Friday bias was short. What happened? I got manipulated during London session. Again, then price started pushing lower. So I knew that today was going to be very manipulative. So I was expecting the same for New York session. But I wasn't just expecting to get manipulated, but rather to keep on entering until my bias was, my entry was just right. And as you can see during our 4 p.m. New York session, once it opened, we were just accumulating. So we had a 3 minute sweep, a 3 minute body high sweep. I entered, we got invalidated. I entered again because I knew like my bias was gonna be right. I got invalidated. So what did I do after this? I just left the charts and then that was it because I knew Friday was distortion. And yeah, that was really it. We're down for the week by 4%, I believe, or 3%. Let me just check. We're down by like above 3% in total P&L, but overall, I think we're down by 5% due to the fees. We are 3% in fees, so I could say we're down by 6% this whole week. My win rate is 33% so far. And man, I knew what to do. What I've learned from this trading week is that I should be taking London session as practice for New York session, because whatever happens during London session, same thing will happen during New York session. Not in terms of longs and shorts, but how price will react. Like if it's gonna react with a fair value gap or a sweep, okay, and it's gonna be very specific, like a 5 minute fair value gap, a 3 minute sweep, or whatever it may be. And yeah, that was it for the week. Next week, I'm planning not to take any trades during London session and only doing New York session. London session, I'm just going to learn how price reacted, what liquidity did it sweep? Did it sweep body highs, body lows, fair value gaps, or actual highs and lows? And what entry did we enter off of a 15-second CISD, 1 minute CISD, and then I'll just take over that into New York session, and hopefully we can get probably a 60% win rate, okay, and our earnings, I believe I'm planning to be up by probably 60% next week. Yeah, my goal is just to have at least up to 60% win rate. I wouldn't like it sounds unrealistic because using the strategy 60% win rate is never truly guaranteed. It's probably always like 40% win rate. But even so if you get like a 40% win rate with the strategy, we will still become very profitable for the week that's coming up. My expectations is to get at least from 8 to 16%, 8 to 16% next week. Try my best not to enter off of a London session. Monday, I'm gonna be very disciplined, not very disciplined, but patient because market's just opening on Monday. Yeah. Fridays, I'm planning not to trade the Fridays ever again due to how manipulative it is since we use quarterly three and Friday's not really in the textbook. Yeah, but yeah, that's it for the video. I'll catch you guys next week. Sorry that you're not getting really that much info of my trades. I really haven't given you guys a full context, in-depth type of trade breakdown, but I'm just giving you like a report, to be honest. Yeah, I'll catch you guys next week.